I've yet to talk about this on camera, but it was the day that I got my heart broke.
September 21st.
2025. Like, I've never experienced grief like I had before. I felt like a piece of me was like ripped away.
Gone.
It almost like, it makes me almost like emotional thinking about, like, I'm so grateful for it because I learned so much about myself.
What's the biggest thing you learned about yourself?
That I didn't love myself.
In the aftermath of that heartbreak, Daniel encountered a love that changed his life.
I had just an encounter with God's love, and that like lit me up.
What was that encounter?
It was just an abundance of just love. For people, if you've had this experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just something that you can't get from anyone or anything except the divine.
But as Daniel fell deeper into faith, he realized he was becoming the type of Christian he never wanted to be.
Caught on fire for God, but also to a point where I was like super religious in a sense. You know, the spirit of religion is a nasty, nasty thing.
What does that mean?
It's control. It's a lot of judgment. It's kind of anti-Christ.
Do you find yourself judging other people that were doing the things you left behind?
Exactly. So it's just like I fell in love with God, but in the midst of that, I wasn't loving people, which is just such a weird thing. We've been inundated with the fact that we think we're supposed to change people. It's like, no, bro, you're not supposed to change people. Like, you're supposed to love people where they're at, fully, unapologetically, and for who they are.
Daniel is more than a podcaster and a businessman. He's a deep thinker, unafraid to question himself, confront his faith, and ask what it really means to love himself and others as well. If you've ever been broken by love, rebuilt by God, or forced to see how you treat other people, then this conversation's for you. So let's dive in. Welcome to this episode's Best Path Forward, where we talk about personal development tools that we use to find the best path forward in our own lives and hit our goals. Today, I'm joined by Daniel.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? It's weird because you have the same name as me.
Yes.
It's like joined by Daniel.
I think you stole it, though.
I did, because I'm older than you. Was that an old joke? Starting off hot with the old joke.
It would be, I stole it from you, but...
Oh, so, okay, so did I...
I was just playing, but I think I stole, yeah, I mean, we're not going to use that language. You're a youth at heart.
Am I?
You're a youth.
I go to bed at like 9 o'clock.
So do I.
Do you really?
Yes, I was in bed at 8:45 last night.
All right, the truth was I don't go to bed at 9 o'clock. I usually go to bed at like 10:30.
Okay, well, maybe I'm the old head over here.
Why do you go to bed so early?
So I can get up early.
What time do you get up?
Well, this morning I got up at 5.
Okay.
Do you want me to like go through my little...
I thought you were going to just start going with like, I get up at 5.
Okay, all right. So I'll tell you. So yeah, last night I went to bed and I was 8:45, 9 o'clock. Then woke up at 5. And so after that, actually this morning I optimized my morning routine a little bit because normally... Yeah. We
optimize the morning.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, that's some language I like. All right, let's hear it.
It's all about you have to. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, dude. I think our entire day, like, we have to find ways to optimize every single part of our day, because days compound into weeks compound into months compound into years, and if you're able to optimize your day, you're gonna win every single thing from that point forward. So, this morning. I'll tell you normally. What I normally do is wake up at 5, and then I'll throw some water on my face, change, and then I go to my couch and I sit for like 30 minutes to an hour. And I'm in like a, yeah.
Well, you say sit.
I sit.
What's going on in the brain?
I'm like, so, dang, this is good. We're getting right into it. I spend time with God. So, I'm in a meditative state, praying, journaling, reading, speaking life over myself. So that's like for the first 30 minutes to an hour of the day. So then by that point, this is the previous routine. But so then I would, after that, go to the gym, work out, come back, get a good meal in, and then, start the day strong and just get right into work. But now what I figured out is I'm most effective in the mornings. I'm most creative in the mornings. So what it looks like now, which today I was fired up after, I finished my morning block because it was dialed, and I was pumped about that. So, yeah, I woke up at 5, and then I showered first. So I woke up a little bit, and then I went to my couch, and this morning I put on so in my living room, I turned on YouTube, and I just put on soaking music.
Soaking music?
Soaking music. So it's just very like, it's kind of like instrumental, kind of mystical music. So it's just like, there's very few, your mind it's not, you don't have lyrics, you don't have all these inputs. You become hyper aware of what's coming into your brain, because I think the hardest thing to conquer in today's society is the influx of external, what's the word? Influences.
Yes.
So it's like quieting yourself. So, I was just sitting there for literally like with just music in the background, which I wouldn't even really call it music, and was just thinking, and was just praying, and was speaking life over myself. Like literally, affirming myself on who I am and who I'm going to be. And so that was just powerful, and putting myself in a place where it's just like, as I'm affirming myself in my identity, I'm like kind of, what's the word? I'm becoming what those feelings are associated with that. So, if I'm talking about like, oh, I'm grateful for this day, or I operate in love, or, I can actually like start to like feel what those feelings feel like what those emotions are, and I can resonate with them. And as I resonate them, then I can actually walk them out.
That's a lot different than my morning routine.
Yeah. And then after that, then I went, by 6:30, like 6:15, I went right into, working on some business stuff. And then for the first 3 hours of the day, I didn't touch my phone, and it was amazing.
That's impossible.
Dude, no, it's possible. You just have to kind of set up some boundaries, and optimize.
So many people just wake up and they immediately go to their phone.
Yeah, you're screwing yourself if you
They
do
are,
that.
because like you said, you have those external influences entering.
Yeah.
And of course, people are like, oh man, I see a little red bubble with a number next to it on this app or the other. I must investigate what it is.
Yes.
If I don't investigate it, the world's going to end.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, they've thrown away 2 hours.
It's terrible.
People will be late to the gym because they were stuck on their phone.
Yeah, it's wild.
But like, you put the phone thing out of the equation.
Yeah, you
and
have
you
to.
just have soaking music. And when I heard soaking music, I thought you were talking about like a ice bath type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like instrumental, no words. You just
No
kind of like
words.
getting dialed in.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the playlist. But another thing too is, I think a lot of people are afraid to sit with themselves, because that's when their real self is revealed. Yeah. And, you get divine downloads when you're, just you and your thoughts. Like, you can hear God so clearly. And so I think it's just a time to, shut off the external influences, the podcasts, the audiobooks, because in all reality, I think, for me personally, like, all the wisdom and knowledge that you're looking for is actually, it really is from within. So, and like, that's like, I'm still actively walking that out, what that looks like, because I'm a very much a busy brain, in the sense of, I want to be reading all the time, listening to the podcast, all that stuff. And it's like, actually, how about you sit down? How about you sit down and shut up?
And just relax.
Relax.
See what the universe
Yes.
kind of gives you.
Yes. See what it downloads. See what it deposits in your mind. Because, actually a crazy thing, this is actually very, what's the word? Relatable for right now. So, Avatar 3 just came out.
Wait, you're thinking James Cameron now. I was thinking about the cartoon.
Yes.
You're talking about Fire and
yes.
Ash.
Yes. So that, don't quote me on the dates, but I know this for sure though, is he had the whole Avatar movie, that was a dream that he had, a download
James Cameron?
from the divine. Yeah.
He went from Titanic.
He in like the 1980s or something like that.
Wild.
Like, that's what who knows? I could be wrong, but it's a super cool story if this is true. But I heard this, so I'm going to choose to believe it. And back in the 80s, he had this dream about these blue characters, the Avatar, all this stuff. And I get it. It's, dream. He's in a sleep state versus being awake. But we can also get into talking about brainwaves and all that stuff.
I'll say creativity happens sometimes.
It completely does. So, but kind of going back to what I was saying is, he received that download from the divine, from God, from the universe. But he knew at that time though that he wasn't going to be able to act on that because CGI, AI, all that stuff wasn't where it needed to be for him to be able to produce that movie. But it's super wild to think that by him having that dream that came from nowhere, essentially, he then pursued that dream and created the highest grossing movie. And
Multiple times.
yeah, it's like over $8 billion.
Absurd.
So there's so much power in the mind, and you got to be a good listener.
A good listener.
Yes.
So I like the language you're using, calling it divine downloads.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Where the language that I use?
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily know. I've got some mentors in my life who, sometimes use this language, but I mean, that's really what it is. It's like what I believe to be, the Holy Spirit is, it will download and deposit ideas that you are supposed to act on. And I mean, that's really all it is. I mean, that's a good question as far as where did that language come from? And honestly, I don't exactly know. That's just kind of what it is. Because I mean, when you get an idea, I call it like, oh, that's a download. Like, I just got a download. Like, I got to go act on that.
I've never heard of that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Divine download. And I think like with the creativity side of things, I imagine you have a lot of creative energy going on in the morning. So you transition to kind of like getting an output out there. And by the time you interact with the world, be it your phone or other people, it's like you've been super productive already.
Yes.
Because you're working on the things you want to work on.
Yes.
I think it's fascinating when people have a morning routine where it's like, I get up, chug a coffee, and then go to work.
Oh yeah. Well, you're purely reactive.
Reactive at that point.
Yeah.
You have no control. And unless you're doing your own company, chances are you're working for someone. So it's like, when are you taking time to kind of focus on the things that you want to focus on
Yes.
for yourself?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about just like, oh, I have to get this. I'm not an accountant, but like, I have to get this financial report done today. Or I'm a lawyer. Like, I have to get this statute analyzed, this brief written. Like, they have these objectives and goals, but is that really what your purpose is? So Daniel, I have to ask you, what's your story?
What's my story? Where do you want me to start?
See, it's funny. For those of you who have watched these episodes, they know my response. My response is always, it's open-ended by design. You can start wherever you like. You can tell me I want you to think because I'm taking a sip as you're thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not talking.
What's my story? Well, it's tough because I got a lot of different stories.
Which one sticks out the most to you?
Man, I'd say the one that defines me the most is probably about me deciding to take a different path, dropping out of college.
Okay.
And I actually haven't. So here's another thing too: is me and this guy right here. We've only met twice.
Yeah, I was gonna say it twice.
At the gym in the morning.
At the gym.
And we clicked.
Yeah.
So we actually really don't know anything besides the conversation we just had in the kitchen before this.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm black and he's white.
yeah.
So we know that.
I was about to say,
Are you not?
I'm like purple, but
it's still kind of it's shades of white,
Oh, I'm good,
so I know
yeah.
that about you.
yes.
But aside from that, that's it.
Yeah, you know what? It's great. We're loving it. We're living it. But okay, as far as my story, yeah, I guess I can kind of. So growing up, I had a very, like, I'd say, I don't want to call it like privileged, but like middle, upper class, right? So I had, my parents did an amazing job raising me. Love my parents deeply. They're amazing. And it's like, there's been ups and downs, but love them deeply. They're able to provide me with opportunities, resources to go out there, whether it was sports, schooling, yeah, just all sorts of amazing things that I'm blessed and I'm grateful for. And so I'd say that's right around when so COVID was my junior year of high school. Yeah. So that was when I started, but right around COVID, it's like, for the first couple weeks, I was like, oh, this is sick. No school, whatever. Messing around with, my friends, even though, we're supposed to be hanging out, whatever. Social distancing. It's such a weird word to say, social distancing.
I know.
I haven't used that word in years. But anyways, that was cool for the first few weeks. And then like this was like for the first time, you're slowing down, and I'm realizing that there's a hunger in me and like an ambition to like go out there and to be a person of impact, I guess, so to speak, or that there's just like more out there. So it's just like I got sick and tired of the lounging around, just consuming video games, whatever it was. And that was, I guess, when I'd say I started my personal development journey was when I was, 17. And so I started with like reading all the books, the podcasts. The first book that I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad. That absolutely changed my life. I remember I was going to Hawaii to go visit my sister because my sister lived at that point. And I was reading this book, and I was like telling my dad, I was like, hey, did you know this? Did you read this? And Rich Dad Poor Dad is just a book about personal finance. It's essentially the rat race versus the the path of entrepreneurship, and I guess you could say creativity.
Yeah.
And so like at first my parents hated the title of it because I think they got, to a degree, they're like, Rich Dad Poor Dad, like, are you calling me like a poor, blah, blah, blah? And I was like, no, that's not what it is at all.
How dare you, son?
But I learned a lot of things in there that I was never taught in school, like just the power of investing, real estate, all that stuff. Gosh, this is going to be a long-winded story.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Okay, well, we're here and we're jumping into it. So I started just diving deep into that and learned so much. Then that was when my first taste of, I don't actually know if what society and what culture is telling me is actually going to get me to where I want to go. So that means, college, the path that my parents want me to take, that whole thing. So then I read Think and Grow Rich after that. That was another game changer. And it's funny because now as I'm starting to learn more about the mind and the power of the mind, I'm going to have to reread that book because I just, have a different perspective on it now. But that book's crazy. That book's powerful. It's just talking about like vision, intention, all sorts of stuff in there. But I was just learning so many things that just aren't talked about in society, culturally, in school, and all those things. So I started, and then going into my senior year, I was like, man, like I'm super interested in real estate, entrepreneurship. So, I was riding that wave. And then I remember coming down to the last week of high school. I was like, man, actually, I remember like crying to my teacher. I was like, I don't want to go to college because this is like the first time that I could actually say it. I was like, I don't think college is going to get it done for me. But anyways, I got influenced. I still went.
Yeah.
But and long story short, I was there for a year and like 3 weeks, and I absolutely dreaded it. I knew I was like learning from people who I didn't want to be like, which is a massive thing. You got to pay attention to who you're listening to, because it's like you're going to get the same exact outputs as the people you listen to. It's like there's no way around it. I know people say, oh, you're the average of the 5 people you're hanging around, but that's cliche to say, but that's like totally true.
I thought it was true. I thought you were going to say that's not.
No, it's totally true. And so anyways, I was there, and I mean, I made a ton of great friends there, like friends that, so like that, the social aspect of college, amazing. The school part is trash. I'm just going to say it in my perspective. But it also depends on what you're there to study, because if you're an attorney, obviously you got to go to school.
So much school.
If you're a doctor, obviously you got to do that. But if you're showing up to classes because you want to become an entrepreneur or a quote unquote business person, it's like, just go do that.
Go do the business.
Then you're going to learn. But anyway, so I was there, and at that time I was also traveling back to Columbus. I was at my university, traveling back to Columbus because I was trying to go to these real estate networking events, all that stuff, just get my name out there to a degree and just make like some sort of connection. And then, fast forward to 2022. So a few years ago, I made a connection with a guy who, had like a job opening, a local real estate investor in the Columbus area. And I told him, I was like, hey, if you give me an opportunity, I'll drop out of college and whatever it takes and come and work and learn from you. And so I did that. Parents hated it. Friends thought I was crazy. And so I dropped out, did that, and I learned a lot. And so I'd say like that was kind of like my first taste of like betting on myself, but also too going against the grain. So there's like a lot of stories that can kind of diverge from that, but that's essentially the a very, I'd say, one pivotal point in my life was deciding to go against what I've always known, what my parents thought was right for me, what society was telling me was right, what my friends thought was telling me was right, because intuitively I knew it wasn't right for me. I'm not saying college is great for a lot of people, but it just wasn't the right fit for me.
So Daniel, thank you for kind of sharing one of your origin stories with us.
Yeah.
Let me ask, there's a lot of people that will be naysayers, like, I can't believe you dropped out of college. I
Yeah.
can't believe you didn't go the traditional route. Was there anyone in your corner kind of supporting that decision?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was people.
Nice.
Yeah, it was I had people rooting for me, but also some naysayers as far as, oh, I don't know what's he doing, blah blah. Because I think another part of it too that's super important is, I'd say, well, authenticity for sure. It's like I was documenting the process, and I'm a huge believer in documenting the process. And people are just looking to follow along on somebody's journey. Like, that's why content creation is so powerful. I need to do more of it, but what we're doing right here is amazing. Getting on the camera, talking about life, the journey, all of it. So good, so powerful. But yeah, I definitely had some very supportive people. At first, my parents weren't the most supportive. I remember, after I told them I was dropping out, I had to spend 6 hours in the car with them because we were driving somewhere. And I was just getting grilled. My mom was crying. My dad was pissed. I was getting upset. But I ultimately knew, I was like, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be able to forgive myself. And it's just one of those situations. But to go back on your question, it's like, yeah, I did have friends who believed in me, and older adults who believed in me, because I think there are some other areas too, like I'd proven myself, and I think anyone can make it in the world without a college degree if you're competent. So it's like competency. If you're a competent individual, you're going to be fine.
Yes.
So
You had a plan, though, when you decided to exit Miami University.
yes,
You had a plan, and you kind of stuck to that plan, and that plan didn't just happen out of nowhere.
yeah,
You kind of did your work, did the research. Sounds like you documented a lot of things and figured out what you wanted to do.
yes,
And you realized that the path in college, because of who you were learning from, wasn't the best for where you wanted to go in life.
yeah.
So where do you ultimately want to go in life?
Where do I ultimately want to go? Man, if we're talking about dreams, I love talking about dreams.
Dreams.
Yes.
I love a good dream.
Everyone has dreams. And that's actually one of my favorite things to ask people is like, what's your dream? Because most people are like, I think people at a certain point stop dreaming, and it's sad. And I pray to God I never get to that point.
You think there's a reason why they stop dreaming? One of my favorite books is Simon Sinek's Start With Why.
Yes.
And so there's always a why behind people not dreaming. What do you think it is? I have my theories. I just want to hear yours first.
My theory as to why people stop dreaming is because they probably don't have enough proof as to why that dream would be real. And also to a lack of commitment to your own personal growth. So it's like you're making these promises to yourself, and then you keep cheating on them, you keep breaking them, and at a certain point your confidence is just destroyed.
Yes.
So you don't have a word to keep to yourself. But also too, I think it goes back to what we were talking about originally, is quiet stillness, is because there's dreams that are always floating around that are just waiting to be deposited in you. But are you in a position to receive them?
My answer was going to be distraction.
Yeah.
That's why people stop dreaming.
Yes.
They're distracted by something. I think sometimes people have the grandest ideas while they're in a car. Because ideally, they're not texting and driving or distracted by something, but it's because they're essentially on autopilot, especially if they have a traditional course that they're doing,
Yes.
route on the road. They're on autopilot. And at that point, you don't have to dedicate your whole attention to that. Your brain can just kind of go. And when your brain goes, it's like, oh, you start seeing a different wavelength, a different pattern.
Yes.
And they start downloading those dreams.
Come on.
But they don't know where to document them. And so they have all these thoughts, but they get distracted by their cell phone, or they get home, the kids are young in the car,
Yeah.
they turn off the car and they get on social media. They start thinking about the things they have to do, checklists, objectives that aren't purpose related. They're just to get me to bed. I have to do this, that, and the other. And they don't give themselves space because they're distracted. And I think that's tough.
Oh, it's a death sentence.
It is.
If you are just moving so fast, no time to process. time to dream. Oh, like even just saying the word dream, like it just does something in me. Like I don't, and like I don't mean that in like a weird way, but it really does because it is a glimpse at what's possible. And because seriously, like a dream is literally like a glimpse as to what can be.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, your question is, what is your dream? Is that what you're kind of asking before? I'll say it like unapologetic. So dreams can change, but right now, I'd say for me is my dream is to help people transform their minds and their hearts and doing that through, the media. So I've talked to you about the newsletter. I've talked to you about the podcast. I'm actually pumped. I haven't really told many people about this, but in February, I'm starting to take improv acting classes.
What?
Dude, yeah. So I don't necessarily know what, as far as it's gonna, because like I could throw out some vanity number and be like, I want to build $100 million, like, or $1 billion this or that, but it's just like I know what I guess I'm good at. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm passionate about. And it really is connecting with people. It's talking to people. It's inspiring people and helping people transform their minds, their hearts, and really helping them absolutely transform their entire like reality.
Their entire reality.
Their entire reality. Like that's what gets me. Like when I like see people tap into like their higher self, like that gets me so fired up. So, as far as, I want to build I want to be a multimillionaire. I want to build an amazing media company. I want to be a husband. I want to be a father. I want to live in Florida. I want to, let's see what else. Travel the world. Like I want to go to Bali this year. I want to learn how to salsa. I want to learn how to bachata. I want to do.
Bachata, isn't that like a bread?
It's bachata. No, it's a type of.
Bruschetta.
It's a type. Yeah, it's bruschetta.
I was like, I know
But-
bachata is delicious.
It's like I want to become an amazing communicator. I want to help people, and it's like that's the dream. So I'm not trying to become as much married to that outcome as I'm more so. I'm just like I'm trying to be in alignment with that. My ideal self.
You have so many things there, but two things stick out in my mind.
Yeah.
One, you want to move to Florida. I'm from Florida, so I have questions about that.
Yeah.
It's because like it's warm there. It's also humid. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you like swimming?
I love the water.
Yeah, you'll be getting that through the humidity when you go outside.
Yeah. And I think the best when I'm near water.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the best when I'm near water. And to be in like a state of sunshine, because we don't realize actually how massive our environment plays on us. I think it's huge. So to be in the sun, to be in a place that is near the water, warm weather, it's just very conducive to growth. And two, I'm born and raised in Columbus, and I think there's something to be said about moving out of your home city.
Very much so.
So I think there's a lot of opportunity, and there's a bunch of, beautiful people in Florida. Everyone's fit. Everyone's, jacked, hungry.
Come on. You hear that, Florida? We do it right. It's the first time anyone's ever said
Come
that.
on. And it's just, dude, I think it's just breeding ground for a lot of amazing things. And, I could go there and I could hate it or I could love it.
Only one way to find out.
Exactly. That's how I was talking to my friend today, actually. That's a rule that I totally live by is I want zero regrets, like no what ifs. I can't live with what ifs. Like those would kill me. Unfortunately, I don't have any what ifs right now.
That's a win.
That's a win. That's a massive
That's
win.
a big win.
Yeah. So that's good. So I just feel like it's just one of those things that, would be next as far as my evolution.
Well, we're going to toast to Florida, the land of sunshine and beautiful people that are jacked, fit, and, just awesome. And
Awesome. Come
there
on.
we go. Even when they moved to Columbus, they stay like jacked and fit. So that's a win.
That's
And
crazy.
It is
crazy.
Wow. How does that happen?
I have no idea.
We're taking back Florida Man. You hear Florida Man is like someone doing an alligator through a drive-through window, but we're taking it back to be like people that are jacked and fit.
Dude, I think Florida's just optimized.
You're so interesting because no one has ever said that about my home state.
I don't know, but
Do you
maybe
know what Florida Man is?
I do not, but also I'm probably very ignorant and naive because I've only lived in Columbus my entire life. So we'll just have to find out.
Oh no,
But
Florida
also
man's
too, the
not.
girls down there are beautiful.
I'm sure there are.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So you're gonna get married to a Florida girl.
Who knows? We'll see.
We'll see.
Ideally, like, I don't know, maybe marry a Latina or something.
That's also in Florida as well too. You go down to
I'm
Miami.
just keeping it real.
There we go. Yeah.
Why not?
I can't think of many why nots. Just don't make it one of your what ifs. You get married to a non-Latina woman in like 40
Actually, I don't. Okay, just to be clear, guys, I don't have a. Well, some may say I have a type, but I really don't. I really don't, to a degree.
It's right if you have a type. I'm not going to judge.
I think I do, but
So many questions.
I just love. I love beautiful. Listen, I love. Actually, one of the biggest things I look for in a significant other or spouse or whatever, which like this is a rule of thumb now that I will live by is, dude, they have to love to dance.
Love to dance?
Yes.
Do you know how to dance?
I'd like to think I do.
Do you know how to dance though? Because you want to find a
It's
girl.
not even. I don't even need her to be. There's a difference between liking and just like I don't even say need to. She doesn't need to love it, but she needs to like enjoy dancing. Because I want to take wifey out to go dancing.
Like the wobble?
Like I don't even care because I think this is what it comes down to is I like to dance because dancing reminds me of freedom, and it's like being able to just freely be yourself, be fully authentic, and also what it is that you aren't afraid to be yourself. You aren't afraid to look like a fool. Like, oh, there's this amazing quote. Oh, it was talking about how, here we go. Embarrassment is an unexplored emotion.
Oh.
Go out there and make a fool of yourself.
So you can explore the emotion of embarrassment?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unexplored because everything on the other side of them, like embarrassment, I really believe is like embarrassment is an invitation into like fullness. Honestly, that's the word that's coming to my mind because you're being fully yourself.
Unapologetically yourself.
Yes.
That's tough though, because people might judge you, Daniel. What do you
Oh no!
What if they see you like the fool? That's scary.
You know why people judge people?
Because they're afraid to do it
It's
themselves.
because they judge themselves
I know they're afraid to do it
and they
themselves.
project it onto other people.
Yeah.
So that's just something that it takes time to work through. I think it's a daily battle to work through that, but
I'm going to do you a favor. Any ladies, when this episode airs, if you like to dance, hit this guy up. That's the only requirement we're looking for.
that's the
No, if you like to dance, and we're talking about proper dance.
send me a dance video. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
It's going to be the most commented video ever. The most replayed moment is going to be this right here. As Daniel talks about, send me a dance video. They're like, to where?
Send me a video of you
What's his email
dancing.
address? This is going downhill so fast. I love it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the fact that you're unapologetically yourself. You remind me of this guy. I assume you don't know who that is.
No, I don't.
Yeah, his name is Luffy, and he normally doesn't have white hair. He's from a show called One Piece. It's an anime show.
Got it.
But like everyone that recognizes that guy coming, his name is Joy Boy because he brings joy.
Yeah.
It's like a certain dance they do. And it's like they're just free. And it's like
Yes.
whenever someone says like, I want to be my most free,
Yes.
it's that guy. And
Freedom.
it's like the strongest thing. He impacts the world around him. And it's the weirdest thing because like his power, he can make things rubber. And so like when he's unapologetically himself, the whole world is just like shaking and vibrating and everything's just kind of dancing.
Bro.
And it's wild. And so like when you're unapologetically yourself, not only are you the most free you are, but you're impacting the world around you. Because people might look at you weird for a second, but like you have to have the first person on the dance floor.
Yes.
That person to get it started. And then once you get it started, everyone else is out there having a good time. And that's you. And so that brings up my second question. That was all a riff from Florida, by the way.
Well, also, when you're fully yourself,
Yeah.
you give other people the what's the word? Permission.
I was going to say permission.
Permission to be themselves too.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, yeah, I want to be myself because I can just be free. But also too, it's like, by me being free, it allows you to be free.
Yes. And it just makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
People can lower their guard, stop wasting that energy, that mental energy of like, it's got to have the walls up.
Yeah,
It's like, let it go.
Like chill out.
Just chill. Be human.
Yeah.
And so you also want to take improv classes.
Yes.
Where's that coming from?
Well, it was January. So what? Today's January 13th, 14th?
14th, I think. Yeah.
January 14th. I signed up for them on January, I don't know, it was like January 1st or 2nd or something like that. And yeah, man, I just I think there's something really powerful about improv. And I've listened to some interviews or some clips of entrepreneurs and actors talk about how powerful improv is because it increases your ability to think fast on your feet, increases communication skills, and also reduces social anxiety by over 40%. So, and I don't want to say that I'm necessarily have social anxiety, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to maximize that. So, also too, just like, I think improv is a beautiful thing. It's literally like full of creativity, full of authenticity. Also super uncomfortable. I mean, you're put up on the stage or whatever. And I've never been an actor in my life. I've never done anything like that, but I'm pumped for it.
So when does it start?
February 16th.
Are you pumped?
I can't wait.
Are you guys gonna have like a show and everything?
And listen, if it goes really well, who knows?
Oh, it's gonna go well.
It's going to go well.
You know why?
Why?
This brings up my third question.
Yes.
Reality bending. You want to do that for people.
Yeah.
Which means you have to learn how to do it yourself too.
Yes.
And so reality bending, so far you have things like the newsletter. And of course you have your own podcast. I think this is the first time I had someone on that's had their own podcast.
Yeah.
And you've had some fantastic guests and everything. So I guess like what was the brainchild and the thought behind like, this is one of the ways I want to impact the world, how I want to have an impact, like you said. How did you go about doing that?
Well, actually, it's funny. As I was in the shower and, I knew that I had, I think the biggest thing for anyone who's listening is to, well, one, sit with yourself, close your eyes, think about what you're good at, but also to giving permission to people in your life and be like, hey, like, what do you think I'm talented at or like gifted at?
No.
Yeah, I think you give people the space to actually speak in your life because oftentimes we're too full of ourselves to actually but it's crazy because we're full of ourselves yet we don't realize things about ourselves.
Shy guy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like I knew I had this gift or the skill to be able to connect with people, be curious with people, to kind of talk, whatever, communicate. And I didn't know what to do with that, but I knew that I've always been infatuated with just podcasts. Like they just light me up, and just anything about communication or anything. It's actually wild because my mom, she guessed what my oldest sister would be doing for a career. She guessed what my middle sister, she's also older than me, my other older sister. And then also too, she thought I was going to be a sports commentator. But there's also there's a congruency though. There's a parallel with what I'm doing now. And it's not my full-time gig yet. One day it will be.
Yes, it will.
But it's not yet. So anyways, yeah, I was in the shower and I was just thinking, and I was like, it kind of was just like, green light, you're doing this. And then I texted my buddy. I was like, hey, I need help brainstorming this. And we just got it done. I recorded my first episode a month later. And I knew I wanted to do it right. Having people in your life who speak into it is super important because, there'd be times when I'd be getting discouraged or whatever. Like, oh man, only this many downloads, this many views, which is just like, dude, like, just chill out. But at those times, people would come into my life who would listen to the podcast or people who I was interviewing. They're like, dude, you need to keep doing this, and just encouraging me. And it's little, testimonies and prophetic moments like that are super impactful, because it just keeps encouraging me to go further and deeper. And I feel like it's little nudges from God that just keep saying, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Keep going. Keep going. So, yeah, I took a little break, the last couple months, just because I got a lot more work oriented and because I'm not necessarily making money from this yet. So it's like you're spending a lot of money to do this, but not necessarily seeing a return yet. But, pumped to be able to, this will probably be releasing in April or May.
Yeah.
But we're going to be recording some more episodes here coming up. So in early January, February. So Divine Potential, check it out.
Divine Potential, let's go. So first off,
Cheers, brother.
What I'm calling Divine Downloads.
Divine
then
Downloads.
Another one said Divine Nudges.
Divine Nudges.
And it's going to bring up my one of the last questions I have, and this get to know you part of things.
Bring it.
First off, I kind of hate you a little bit because You are fantastic. Like, it's a good hate. Not like I actually hate you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Or else I wouldn't be giving my bourbon.
Yeah, that's
But it's like a good hate because like you meet people that just fire you up.
Mm-hmm.
And like we've only had 2 interactions before in person.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out and take a shot.
What made you want to reach out to me? Because I was kind of out of the blue.
I know it was. I was like, I think you'd be a great guest. I like the way you carry yourself. I like the way you kind of like exude this positive energy. I think I told you earlier before we start recording, it was like, there's a light about you. And I don't think that light happens by happenstance. I think light happens when you learn how to polish your bulb and actually learn how to shine. Because I think we all have the potential to have light inside of us. A lot of people don't take the personal development work to get it to actually glow
Yeah.
to the extent where other people can see it. And you can see it in yourself. Like, it's pretty obvious that you've done some type of work internally to kind of get there. And work is never done. It's just like, they call it like working out and bodybuilding. It's not body built or worked out. It's like, it's a continual effort.
Yes.
You're always learning and growing and developing. And so with you, it's like, oh, this dude has it. I would love to talk to him about it. I would love to hear like how his brain thinks, not only to help me, but like to help anyone that listens to this.
Yeah.
Because people can have these takeaway lessons, you know? There's a huge age gap in between us.
Yes.
Your personal development journey started at 17. Mine like officially started 2021? So I can't do math. What's it?
Yeah.
26? 35, 36. And it started with that book. That was my origin story.
Can't hurt me.
Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I listened to it. I was like, oh, I am sandbagging. And by then, mind you, I was already a lawyer, already working out and everything. And I was just like, I feel like I'm sandbagging.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what's the next gear? Like, let's really hone in on my why and my purpose. Like, what do you want to do? They start looking at things. I never like ask my friends what you're good at. They'll be like, Super Smash Brothers. I'm like, okay, beyond that, like, I'm a god in that game. It's absurd. But beyond that, it's like, what are you actually good at, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, you start picking up on threads. It's like what I'm good at is like talking to people and making it a safe space for them to just open up.
Yes.
Because I have like decent interpersonal skills that were developed through like books like Captivate.
You have great personal skills.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
But like,
and I
it
think
helps.
we should be okay to say we should be like, you know what? I am good at this.
I said I was great, but sure.
I'm great. I'm great at this.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm pretty good at it, you know, pretty great at it.
Carry it.
Carry it. But like, I guess my question to you is because you mentioned the divine downloads and you mentioned the divine nudges. And it obviously like is part of the reason why you exude so much light. So where did the relationship with God come from?
Jeez.
Zus is what you're looking for there. Jesus.
Jesus.
That landed flat. I thought I was going. You said jeez. I said,
No, but I mean, yeah, Jesus. Holy Spirit, God, Yahweh. Yeah. So where did that come from? So I grew up in a Christian household. You know, we would go to church on Sundays, but that was about it. You know, my parents always, you know, they were, you know, firm believers, but it just never clocked for me for the longest time. So I was out there living, you know, wild, but just nothing crazy. I mean, just, you know, I was in my flesh for sure.
Wild, but nothing crazy.
Wow, nothing crazy.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, that's a paradox for sure. That's a contradiction.
It was wild, but nothing crazy. Heard. All right.
So, well, honestly, it's not even that. So, I would just say I did not have I knew of God. I knew who God was, but I never had a relationship with God. And it wasn't until kind of tying back into, you know, when I left school, I was also broken up with a girlfriend at that point. And yeah, I was like, man, I'm just ready. You know, I'm turning the page. I'm going to, you know, become a baller in business and whatever. It's just like it's just like so much ego. And I'm going to strengthen my relationship with God. That actually never just like didn't happen. It's like I just caught myself becoming a person that I knew was not, which I just love using this word, optimized. I just was not optimized. And it kind of just took a lot of time of, you know, struggling, doing things on my own, and feeling like this pull to God, Jesus, divine, but never really fully leaning into it. So a lot of, you know, turmoil, so to speak, resulted because of that. But then it just kind of got to the point where I came to the end of myself. And I just called out to God. I was sort of like, I can't do this on my own. If you're not in it, I don't want it. It really took a lot of just, walking, falling. And yeah, that was back in 2020. And 2023 was when I'll just keep it a buck, was what really kind of tipped me over to being like, who am I? Is, at this time I was like, man, there's this girl approaching me. I've shared this on my podcast. There's this girl who I was like, she wanted to like hook up with me, whatever. I was like, no, I don't do that, for like, explaining their reasoning. And I was like, oh, like, I'm trying to relationship with God, whatever. And like a lot of my thoughts we'll get into that in a little bit, I'm sure. But I remember like the more I drank, the more I got, drunk, I like caught myself like, well, I didn't catch myself. I was like going back up to that girl. I was like, oh yeah, like, let's go. Game on. And she looked at me and she's like kind of mocking me. She's like, oh, I thought you said that you were like, Jesus or whatever, all that stuff. And I literally in that moment I was like, I don't care. It's like, nope, I don't care. I was so in my flesh. And so when we went back to her place, did the deed, whatever. And, I left that situation and I felt just so sick and empty and just like, what am I doing?
Why do you think you felt that way?
Because I was just I was just so motivated by what my flesh wanted. Because the flesh is deceitful, and the flesh can be, a abundant desire for sexual pleasures. It's instant gratification completely. It's pride, it's ego, all of that. And, these are things that we struggle with like on the day to day, for sure. But it got to the point where I was just like living in that and walking that out. And I knew it wasn't the route that I wanted to go down for myself. Yeah, it just kind of I was like, man, well, it really was like, I just felt like I couldn't fully control my body. Like, couldn't fully control myself. And I was yearning for something greater. And the spirit in me was yearning for something greater. And that's just when I kind of was like, I'd say like a month after that, I had just an encounter with God's love. And that just like lit me up.
What was that encounter?
It was just an abundance of just like love. I don't even necessarily know, for people, if you've had this experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just something that you can't get from anyone or anything except the divine. And it's just like, you're just wanting more of it. Like, so there was that, but then my life after that moment just like radically changed. I was in early January, when I had that of 2024. And then, I came out of that and I was just like lit for God. And then, but, up until now, after that, I realized I was super, caught on fire for God, but also to a point where I was like super religious in a sense, where it's like, the spirit of religion, for anybody, for those listeners, the spirit of religion is a nasty, nasty thing.
What does that mean?
It's control. It's a lot of judgment. It's kind of anti-Christ.
You find yourself judging other people that were doing the things you left behind?
Exactly that. So then, it's like, okay, and I love God, but it's like, but I can't love the people who are closest to me. It's like there's something that's wrong with that. And I think it's a whole institutional thing with the way that the American church is, which I don't really want to, I mean, I guess actually we totally could get into that, but like I just caught myself, with a lack of love. And that's literally what Jesus's commands are, which is literally, the first one is love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And then 2, love God, like love your neighbors as yourself. So, yeah, I just, wasn't loving my sisters well, wasn't loving my friends well. So it's just like, I fell in love with God, but in the midst of that, I wasn't loving people, which is just such a weird thing. And then it wasn't until 2020, end of 2024, when I got smacked with some conviction about the Holy Spirit. Was just like, yo, like, you're not, you need to make some corrections.
So it sounds like you said you got smacked by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
A beautiful thing about when you're quieting yourself and a personal devotion to becoming better, to becoming more of an image bearer of God is, things get brought to light. And some things are getting brought to light about my heart being hardened towards people, a lot of self-righteousness, which is just sickening. I hate that stuff.
Did someone tell you about this? Or
No, dude. I literally remember, like, when I was at a church this time, and they're talking about, like, judging people and all this, and I just, like, left that, and I was just crying because I was like, I'm exactly that. Like, I'm not loving to my sister, to my parents, and so there's a lot with that. So in that moment, I changed. Instead of, like, because the thing is, like, I've put so much pressure, and I think a lot of, which this is, like, such a flaw in the religious and the institution, and is, like, we've been inundated with the fact that we think we're supposed to change people. It's like, no, bro, you're not supposed to change people. Like, you're supposed to love people where they're at, fully, unapologetically, and for who they are, not even thinking about any of the rest. Because the moment that you are seeing people for what they could be, or it's just like, there's a part about, but just, if I'm trying to fix you, I'm not loving you anymore. I see you as a project. And if I see someone as a project, that's not loving. The furthest thing from it. So, and with the help of some amazing mentors who are in my life, they have really just, like, helped me and guided me, in the way of love and what that looks like. And now too, it's like, I actually think, when I was really inundated with, like, the religious systems and all that, where, the whole, like, hierarchy of, like, oh, I want to be seen, I want to get on the platform, I want to be the preacher, blah, 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 the whole thing. And, of, like, look at me serving, whatever, just all that bullshit. And I was actually choking out my authenticity. I was choking out who I was, because I was being formed to the system. And when I got out of that system, that's when I have been able to step into this like, full authenticity. Like, this is who I am. I'm on a journey. You're on a journey. God's got me. God's got you. And we are all working this out. And I'm going to have fun along the way. I'm going to be fully me. You're going to be fully you. And I don't owe nothing to anybody.
No.
So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fascinating too, because I remember you said part of the reason you kind of decided to dive more into God was the flesh and everything. You broke with a girlfriend and everything. I thought you broke up with her because she didn't know how to dance.
Nah, she didn't. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure she knew. Actually, oh no, dang.
She didn't know how to dance.
That girl knew how to dance.
Oh, she did?
She knew how to dance.
The way you're saying it is very concerning, but I understand what you mean there. No, religion's a fascinating thing. I grew up in the church, like, every Sunday. We go to Bible study during the week. And I remember I went off to college at Florida State.
Yeah.
Go Knowles.
Yeah.
Not in football. Yeah, that's us. We have a fight song that says scalp them, because, why not? Violence.
Yeah.
And I went off to Florida State for college, and I remember they were like, hey, you have to check in every 2 weeks. I was like,
Who said that?
My church. I was like, that's odd. I was like, why would I do that?
Control, bro.
Control.
That's what religion is.
It's like, that was control. And I didn't have, like, the tools or mindsets back then to, like, really figure out what's going on. I just know, like, I didn't like it. And so guess what I didn't do? Didn't check in.
Didn't check in. Good for you. Good for you.
But actions and consequences, right?
Yeah.
And so every year I would, like, every Christmas play we'll have at the church, I would, like, be helping backstage, like, get people ready.
Yeah.
This whole production for, like, New Year's, not Christmas, my bad. And I remember I went back home after first semester in college, freshman at Florida State. I came home, I was gonna, like, go help out. You just, like, feel like this awkward air. I'm not sure why I'm such, like, an empath, but, like, being an empath means, like, you can absorb a lot of things too.
Yeah.
I think that's exclusively what it means. Who knows? I don't think it works. And so I was sitting there. I was like, this is kind of awkward. Like something's going on. Like who died?
Yeah.
Apparently something had died. My membership in the church had died. And so one of the deacons and ministers or someone came up to me and said, hey, can we talk to you for a second? I'm like, sure. And so we went and talked and they were like, did you get our letters? I was like, no. They're like, well, you didn't like adhere to like the check-in policy. So we removed you from the membership roster.
Dude,
so we prefer you to just watch this from the audience this year instead of helping. I was like, I didn't have like a speaking role. Like literally I was like a stagehand. In their mind, they should have kept the free labor until like the end of the show.
Yeah.
But I remember I didn't watch in the audience that year. I just went home bawling.
Wow.
Distraught and everything. And so after that happened, I went back to Florida State. And I remember probably the next semester, I just joined my fraternity, Theta Chi.
Yeah.
And it was like seeing like a whole new world of things. And I think that experience, I was like, kind of like freed me a little bit.
Yes.
So you have like these strict rules and everything growing up and everything. And it didn't do anything crazy. I didn't drink until I was 21. It was my buddy Trey 4, and we're going down like Key West or something. And I was like, I'm going to have a Corona without a lime. It was gross. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But like, I still like, it wasn't like I just went off the deep end. It was just like, I opened my eyes to other people, other experiences, other cultures. And so like, we talk about pivotal moments in our lives, right?
Yes.
That's one of mine. And it's like, I am so glad I got kicked out of my church.
Come on, bro.
Isn't that
I'm actually,
wild?
I'm gonna dap you. I'm gonna handshake you.
Yeah.
Like that is
It's the wildest thing. And then I thought to myself, religion in my mind should be used more as a shield to protect people and help people. And yet society, we use it to cut down. I mean,
yes, bro.
wars and the lies, millions of lives lost just because of what you believe.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, what if I was someone that was like actually struggling at the time when I was in college? And I was like on the edge and everything. And it's like, man, I'm not going to make it. And I get home to some place that's supposed to be like my safe sanctuary. And they're like, you're gone. And then I was I just like kill myself because of that. I'm like, is that what what are we doing here?
That's
like, whose
issue.
message are we trying to do? Is this about God, Christianity, or God and Jesus and the message that they want to preach? Or is this about like, these are our rules. We are a corporation. You didn't adhere to this. So
a 501c to be exact.
I know. Thank God they don't get taxed. Literally, thank God they don't get taxed.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are we doing here? And so it's like my relationship with religion and God has changed because I separate them.
Good.
It's like religion's religion. Religion's like this thing that humanist societies do, you know?
Yes.
It is the rules that they put on them. People want to feel belonging.
Yes.
You know, for them, their path forward is like, this is my community. I'm going to protect it with everything I have. We're going to be wary of outsiders.
Yes.
And we're going to let those outsiders know, like, hey, if you become one of us, you're one of us. I was in a fraternity. Still am, but like
So was I.
And we didn't have the strict rules as my church.
Yes,
It's the wildest things ever.
Yeah.
And so it's just fascinating to see it. But it's like my relationship with God is like a one-on-one.
Yes. That's how it's supposed to be,
It's
bro.
supposed to be that. But you see people like have like these black and white rules for it. And so like a very interesting example happened this past weekend. And what happened was like I was asking my friend, I'm not gonna say any names, but he's very religious.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, if I get married, are you gonna come to my wedding? He goes, probably not, because you'll be getting married to a man. And I don't believe that. I was like, it's fine. And my friend's like, one friend was like upset about it. I was like, I can't be upset about it. One, because like, I don't want to put what I think about his belief up to the task because that's not fair to him.
Yes.
And the other friend was like, oh, you should try to convince him. I'm like, I'm not going to do that either.
No.
This is not my job.
No.
And that sounds like a lot of energy. And I'm generally a very lazy person.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if that's that person's belief, let them have it, because you know what? In their mind, they're happy where they are.
Yeah.
And so I'm not trying to convert anyone. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm not going to go out there and like fight with them, because that's not the path I want to take forward.
Yeah.
And so it's just all very fascinating, Mr. Daniel. It's all very fascinating.
It's very fascinating.
It is. It is. So, any more on religion? What else you got? Because I know you had homework for that, and I want to make sure we get to your homework for today.
No, I think you spoke on so many amazing things and so many realities, and I'm sure just like you've probably experienced you as far as like sexuality, like things like you've probably experienced so much, like whether it's like the church or maybe you're not even connected with that, but it's just like so much lack of love.
Yeah, you would think I got kicked out for being gay, and that's everyone's first thing. Actually, I was like, no, I wasn't even out back then. It was a membership attendance policy. It was the wildest thing.
And that's so messed up. It's so messed up, because it's like, that is not, you have to literally look at who Jesus was. Like, Who was he? Who was Jesus? And oh my gosh, he's just the greatest formation of love possible. And so, like, I always think about, like, I'm always like looking at, because in the past, I would almost be like a little bit self-conscious to talk about Jesus. But I always think that was because, like, I actually didn't know fully. I actually didn't meet the man, like who he was and who was embodied, what he embodied. But now it's like, I'll talk about Jesus. I don't care who you are. I'll talk about Jesus, because it's like, I honestly think like religion has poorly portrayed who Jesus was, like, through and through. And when you actually come to, like, you dive deeper, you read some of the scriptures, you read some of the different stuff on who he was and his teachings. Like, his teachings are so powerful. And what's amazing too is even like all the different world religions respect him fully. You have Buddhists who love Jesus, Hindus love Jesus, Muslims love Jesus. And even too, it's like, actually there's a guy named, this is Gandhi, who says, I love your Christ, but I don't love your Christians. Essentially. So,
oh boy.
And there's a lot of truth in that, just because I think he's been poorly represented. It's like, my job is not to, honestly, it's just to love you. There's no fixing, there's no doing, because then that is imposing my will on your life. And maybe God's will is completely different for your life.
Yes.
And so I have to be okay with that, because that's another thing too, is we open those scriptures and we read the scripture. It's like, surprise, English was not the language that those scriptures are written in. You're going to the Greek, the Aramaic, all that stuff. When you're reading, it's like, okay, it says this in the English, but what's this actually really mean? And it's honestly too, is I really believe only the Spirit can reveal some of his teachings. Really, honestly, I think what it comes down to is, it's like, yes, Jesus did come to die for your sins, but he also came to help you understand who you are.
Yes.
Your divine self, bro.
Why are we here? Why are we doing the things that we do?
Bro, it's to image Jesus, to pursue and run after the purpose that he's deposited into your life. And yeah, we're all just wrestling and working this out.
We are.
And there's no judgment. It's all love. It's, I'm working it out, you're working it out. There's things in my life that I wish were a little bit more optimized, and probably the same for you. And
I'm pretty good to go. I'm perfect.
You're perfect.
I'm not.
Dude, listen, I mean,
such trash most of the time.
honestly, there actually is something to say even about that, where it's another conversation, but yeah, it's just
super curious about what you're not saying now. You're good at this. Oh man, this will be great to say, but I'm not going to say.
Well, I'm just trying. Well, where do you want to go, man? I mean,
I'll say that as we're kind of closing out this part, one of my favorite quotes ever, and it's something like I write like short stories and everything.
Yes.
And it was this kid.
You gotta start that newsletter, by the way.
I know, we're gonna get on that.
I'm gonna be pissed if you don't.
Oh, don't be pissed at me, man.
I'm pissed.
I feel like you're a person that can't piss off.
No, yeah, I'm pretty.
Like, there are people I'm okay pissing off. You're not one of those people. For real, just being honest. But one of my favorite quotes is, it's not my favorite quote because I wrote it, because I try to live by it as much as I can. It is, I know that helping people is right and hurting them is wrong.
Yeah.
That's simply black and white. But if I choose wrong and I hurt someone, but in my mind, I thought that it was right, then is it wrong? I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not God. But the God that I know wouldn't judge these people or hurt them. It's just simple.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, we are not in a position to know someone's story.
No.
It is literally an insult for you to try to give someone advice when you don't know what they've been through.
Yeah.
You know? I can be there to try to understand people. And whenever someone's talking to me, I always ask them, like, do you need me to listen, or do you want my ignorant thoughts? Ignorant thoughts are helpful. Like, give them advice about things. It can help them generate ideas. But a lot of times people just want you to listen.
Yeah.
Like, because you can give them all the solutions, none of which will work in their life circumstance.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just be better listeners. Let's just help people the best way we can. Let's do less judging.
Yes.
So that's all I want in life.
I'm with you there, because it's, you want to be a free thinker, a dreamer, somebody who can just operate in the spirit and of creativity. And yeah, it's just like don't freaking tolerate people or spaces that's not welcomed, so to speak.
At all.
Yeah, and it's like that's you kind of have some those can result in some tough conversations, but like you have to be in places where you can fully be yourself.
Yes, unapologetically. And there's a pulse to it, there's a creativity to it, but what you kind of, it's like radio waves out there.
Yeah.
Like AM, FM, and so many different things and frequencies exist. But if you don't have the instrument to tune yourself to it, you're never going to pick up on it.
You want to know something crazy about frequencies? Well, everything actually has a frequency. This chair has a frequency. This has a frequency. All of this has a
What do you
frequency.
mean it's a frequency? It's a chair.
Everything does. Because the thing is, what's crazy about this is, so we're going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but I love this
Let's
rabbit
go.
hole. So an atom is comprised of 99.9999% energy and 0.0001% matter. So when we understand that we are made completely of atoms, so we are 99.999% energy, 0.0001% matter. So this flesh and all of this stuff, it's literally like the Matrix.
It's moving?
Yes, exactly. So it's like this, it's like a mirage. So there's like different dimensions, right? There's like 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, all that sorts of different stuff. But we're like, energy is literally like everything. Like, even I think Jesus, which like, I need to dive a little bit more into this, but this is just me also processing on the fly, is like, he even talks about like, you're being like the light, right? Like, what is light? Light is pure energy. So it's just like, there's a ton of like energetic, like, I guess references all throughout scripture. And I think like he obviously used the language that he used to relate to the demographic, to the people that he did at the time. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's like your frequency is so important, and the vibe, like I literally mean like good vibes. Like what vibes are you giving off? Because when you enter a room, you have the power to absolutely shift it. Like you can shift the energy in the room. Energy, like that's like my whole, and actually that's an affirmation for me. It's like when I'm speaking over myself, I literally say verbatim, like when I walk into a room, like the energy shifts. Like I literally speak that over myself because I want to embody that, and not for a place of self-gain or anything like that, but just like good vibes.
You want to bend the reality around you.
Exactly. So, anyways, it kind of going back to, we're 99.99% energy, which is just like, I had like a wild realization about that. So there's a lot of text. I'm just rambling now. So for all of you scholars out there,
They're going to look into it.
don't turn it down
You
too
better
much.
cite carefully.
Because I'm a curious mind. We'll see. But I think there's like, there's a lot of points in scripture, if you look at it from like a metaphysical standing point, where it's just like, it's like, I'm reading this like this, but when I read it with a different lens of understanding like energy, frequencies, and all that stuff, it's saying something a little bit different
Than what the masses believe.
Yeah.
It's always good to think twice and look twice.
Yeah. So, but you were talking about waves, radio waves, and talking about some brain waves. Do you know anything about brain waves?
Like, I know like certain music can cue different brain waves in you to put you in different states. What do you mean by it?
So there's 5 different brain waves. So
There's so many.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get to you on that. So there's alpha, beta, theta, delta, and gamma. So I believe it is delta when you are asleep it's asleep. And then you're in a theta brainwave state right before you go to bed and when you go to sleep. And same with like alpha. And then beta is what we are in right now. We're in a beta wavelength right now.
What does that mean?
We're problem solving. We're interacting socially. Theta and alpha is more of a meditative state. So, and then gamma is amazing.
What's gamma do?
Gamma is where you start to have like what people call like spiritual revelation, downloads, all of that. So like the Buddhists are amazing at tapping into the gamma wavelength. So gamma, it's like the brain wave is like, if you can see me on the screen, my fingers are moving super fast. And then delta is super slow because you're asleep. Theta is a little bit more slower as well. And the goal is, in Christianity, you're talked about, don't renew your mind. You need to renew your mind. You're not taught how to do that, which is a total bunch of, I'm gonna say it, bullshit. So it's just like you're taught, renew your mind. You renew your mind to do whatever, but it's like we're not taught how. So this is like a very, in the last several months, the whole like topic of like mind renewal has been like a big thing, and it's helped me like really like derive like my purpose in the season, which is helping people transform their minds and hearts, right? And I think that's just something I love to do. But at theta, what happens is when you're in a meditative state, when you're still, when you have your eyes closed, when you're just being quiet, you are able to tap into, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and like reprogram it.
Reprogram your thought patterns.
Exactly. So that's how, so at beta, it's like right now, me and you aren't going to be able to like do any sort of reprogramming. But if we were to hit the lights, create an environment that is conducive to a meditative state, we're going to be able to tap into that subconscious mind.
Soaking music.
Where in the subconscious is where all your junk lives, because me and you, it's like, I want to be so conscious of my subconscious. When somebody says something to me, my subconscious reaction is to just freaking, like get pissed.
Whoa.
Yeah. But because like, it's a learned pattern. I learned from my parents or learned this from my trauma or whatever. But like the goal is to be, in this state where I become conscious of that subconscious pattern. And now I'm able to be like, wait, I'm able to like reprogram it, to be able to speak into that and be like, that's not who I am.
Rewrite the code.
Exactly.
Rewrite your own code.
Rewrite your own code. Get into the internal operating system.
So brainwaves, learning how to tune to the different frequencies.
Yeah.
So as a trigger for you entering the gamma wave, is that part of this?
I don't even know. Like I'm still exploring what that looks like, because like, but I just know that like what they say is associated with a gamma wavelength is like people are having like spiritual experiences. So like, I try my best to, when I'm entering, like when I try to enter that, it's not even like a try to enter that theta, like, cause it's just like more of like when I'm in the morning, I'm sitting there quiet, my eyes closed, because we also take in millions and billions of bits of information per second when our eyes are open. So there actually is something to be said about closing your eyes, but also too, I guess I could share this. It's a meditative practice where it's called the water induction method. Joe Dispenza talks about it. Do you know who Joe Dispenza is?
I do.
So he talks about it in his book. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being You, which
Didn't read the book, but I know who he is.
love it. So he talks about how it's like you're literally like sitting here. And is this posted on YouTube?
Yeah.
So maybe people can see this. So it's like you're literally sitting here and it's called the water is rising induction. And what you're doing is, you should do it too. You literally like think about the water rising. So like starting with your toes.
Wait, my eyes closed now?
Yeah, eyes closed.
All right.
You're like your toe, like, so the water is rising. So you think about the water rising. So it's like, okay, now my toes are like submerged, and then my ankles, and then my calves, and then my shins, and then my knees.
Your water's going faster than mine. So
Well, no. So I'm just saying, yeah, go slower. But, you're submerging yourself and you're becoming super consciously aware of your entire body. And you go all the way until your top of your head is covered. And, this is so great, you guys. So maybe you need to do this when you're alone, but like you start to become aware of like your feet, your toes, your shins, your calves. And it's like, for me personally, like I start to feel like a tingling sensation
it's a shockwave throughout the body, yeah.
throughout the body. So you start to become aware of all the energy that is around it.
I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, I am.
That's crazy.
That is.
So it's like you're becoming aware of it. You're fine tuning your body. And then at that point, what I do after that is I'm just like still. And then that's when I start, I'm still on my journey as far as all this is concerned, but I start trying to like speak life over myself, affirmations, life, just because I've like put myself in such a sedative state.
Dude, I dig that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that more often.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Did that actually?
Yeah, I felt the tingling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why is that crazy? I'm not normal. I'm sorry. I should be more normal.
No,
but I felt it. It was like, oh, I can feel it. Like it's still now residual goosebump effects.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Dude, so it's called the water's rising induction.
The water is rising induction.
Yeah.
All right.
Or water rising induction. I don't
Oh,
know.
which one is it?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So, Daniel, if you don't mind, we've talked at length about you. You have a fantastic background and story, but now it's time for me to be selfish. Although I feel like I've already been selfish, but I want to be a little bit more selfish if that's all right with you.
I don't think you've been whatever. Yeah, do whatever you do.
Just do what I do. So you had a little bit of homework in preparing for this podcast.
Yes, I
two
did.
things in particular. The first thing was to pick an important date within a certain date range that had some significance to you. So do you remember what date you picked?
September 21st,
Yeah.
25.
And we both know that happened to be a Sunday.
Yes.
So we couldn't go with Sunday. We had to do the day before, 9/20/2025. I want to hear what was special about September 21st, 2025. You were cheesing. Don't love the camera cheesing. I'm like, who are you?
Oh man, it was we'll see. But I've yet to talk about this on camera in terms of it's January 14th. But it was the day that I got my heart broke.
September 21st.
2025. Dude, yeah, there's so much in this. I've not talked about this on camera or anything like that. Yeah.
So I got to say, the kind heart part of me is like, you don't have to talk about anything you're not comfortable.
Oh, no, it's friggin'
So make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, because this was a massively important part of my evolution.
So was it something that was building up until like it finally happened on 9/21/2020?
I guess so. We don't necessarily it was as far as like going into like how the whole relationship dynamics, like that's not really like too important. It kind of just comes down to when you have two people who are incompatible, it's just things don't work. But dude, yeah, like September 21st, 2025, like that's ingrained in my brain. Isn't that wild that I just remembering the day that happened, and I didn't expect it, but I'm so grateful that I got my heart broke.
It's funny because you think about like that was a Sunday. It's like, did it happen like morning, afternoon, or night? That's a random day to get broken up with.
Yeah.
Was it the morning?
Was it the morning? It was around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
How did she do it? Did she send you a text like, we need to talk?
No, because so we were supposed to just hang out that day, and she just came over, and I was a little bit upset with her. Something like went down, and she, great girl, she didn't like mean anything harm by it. Nothing actually bad came out. I was just upset with like something, and so she just came over, and we were just talking, and then next thing to next, and then next thing you know, we're just in this conversation where she was like, I just don't think this is right anymore. And deep down, I knew it wasn't right. I knew it wasn't right. But I actually started going to counseling. So for any man who's listening out there, even woman, whatever it is, but like counseling is freaking amazing, because I learned so much about myself in this relationship. And, but yeah, so she essentially was just like, like this isn't working out for, feel like I'm distant from God. I feel just that this just isn't right. And I even was like, I was kind of agreeing with her, so to speak, obviously, but like I did not want us to break up at the time. But also the two is like, listen, if you feel like we're like this relationship is getting between you, like your intimacy with God, then like we can't be together, because I know that's like important. So I didn't see it coming, but it crushed me, dude. And like without getting like too much in the details, I'm trying to think like how much I should like, so people, because like I don't care as far as like sharing. I'm just trying to think how much I need to share so people can actually understand. So like, yeah, she came over, wasn't expecting it, was crushed, but knew like, there's some other reasons. I think there's some stuff I don't want to go into much.
No
just
worries at all.
because I don't want to like expose her own stuff.
No worries at
whatever.
all.
So, yeah, so it was just, I didn't expect it, I was crushed. And literally like after that, like I've never experienced grief like I had before, like not when a grandparent died or anything like that. But I felt like a piece of me was like ripped away, gone. And, there's parts of that though that are like, from that I worked out in counseling that are just like not healthy. Right. So, like the clinginess, the finding your worth in somebody or relationship, like that stuff for anyone, like if you're there, like that's gotta die. It really does. Cause it's just like, you have to learn how to fully love yourself. When you fully love yourself, then no one can shake you like that. So, I literally remember like I could not eat after that. I literally lost 7 pounds in the midst of a few days because I literally could not eat. Like grief was crazy. Man, I was just weeping. I was so sad. I'm so sad.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
And it just feels like you're literally like, you have to detox from somebody. And oh my gosh, I'm just so like, it makes me almost like emotional thinking about like, I'm so grateful for it because I learned so much about myself.
What's the biggest thing you learned about yourself?
That I didn't love myself.
You were looking for it from her.
Yeah, instead of within. And I was compromising on a lot of things because I was obsessed with the idea of a relationship. So one, I did not love myself, which is, don't get in a relationship if you don't love yourself. Period. And I think you'll know when you're fully can be it, because I think it goes back to authenticity.
Yeah.
You can fully be yourself. So like there's times where like I felt like, there was a lot of areas of compromise, and it's like I noticed that I would shrink myself when I was around her. I wasn't fully me. Right?
I don't think I like that version of Daniel.
No, yeah, you want it. I wasn't dreaming like I would dream. I wasn't as ambitious as I was. And I was obsessed with the relationship. And the thing is for any man out there, I will also recommend this book as well. Read The Way of the Superior Man.
The Way of the Superior Man?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a very controversial book.
I can tell by the title.
Very controversial book. And that's like, it's a good book. There's a lot of good points in there. It talks about purpose as a man. It talks about relationships, and it talks about sex. It talks about all sorts of things. But, one thing that it did say about there that I was reading this like more so after the breakup.
You saw the
Guys, please do not get tripped up about the title. The Way of the Superior Man. Like, I do not think I'm the superior man.
You did the deep voice there. I do not think
the superior man.
Yeah.
But so what it talks about though is how the moment that so it's like what a woman is like really attracted to, or in a relationship is attracted to, the significant other, is a man who is in alignment with his purpose and with his direction, and like he's just on this trajectory of growth, and then it's just like the woman comes alongside of that. So it's just like, but the moment that you elevate the woman and you lose sight of your purpose and your direction, and now you're relying on her, like she's your purpose, turn off.
I'd imagine.
Total turn off. So I caught myself elevating the relationship, losing sight of my purpose and my direction. And it was honestly, looking back on it, it was like horrible. Cause like, I was putting needed pressure on her to like show up in different areas. So it's like, that girl is great, amazing, wishing nothing but the best for her. She's on a journey, I'm on a journey, and I'm grateful that that what happened.
Because you wouldn't have done it.
Because I wouldn't have done it.
Nope.
Because there's parts of the 11 and 10-year-old Daniel that needed to be healed that I wasn't able to heal during that relationship.
It's interesting too, because healing the inner child is something that's very stoic. I know Ryan Holiday from the Daily Stoic talks about it a lot.
Yes.
It's like people will make assumptions because I made assumptions without even thinking twice about it. It's like, oh, I thought he grew up in a good household. I thought he had all this like
Yeah.
upper middle class stuff.
Listen, I have which I don't claim this and I don't identify as this because I'm working through this, but I have an anxious attachment style. Are you familiar with attachment styles?
No.
So if you're listening, whoever's listening to this, you should really look into attachment styles because it helps out tremendously in relationships. I had an anxious attachment style. And this girl in particular had an avoidant attachment style.
Oh, that doesn't seem like it would mix.
It doesn't, but what's wild though is it's most times couples are actually an anxious avoidant. They kind of attract each other. And
But one is avoiding the other one that's trying to attach.
yeah,
That's not good.
And I haven't looked into this in a little bit because I was like, for a while, like my entire Instagram algorithm was just filled with it when I was going through this because I was trying to figure out this. I was trying to figure out this girl.
I keep seeing this.
Literally. So, but yeah, so an anxious attachment style can kind of be birthed out of when, man, I'm trying to make sure I speak correctly on this. It's essentially where you're having to feel like proving your worth. It can kind of come from like a parent who's like, because it all comes back to parents, and we love parents though, because parents have done their best to raise us. They didn't like, it's like, so it's like this thing, it's like that you like, an anxious attachment, avoidance style. It's not like their fault at all. It's because they're parents for the first time too.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's just things that, so like I'm not sitting here blaming my parents whatsoever. It's just like a fact of like parenting style. So, well, I can tell you for sure how an avoidant. It's like, so avoidant is typically, it's a parent who is dismissive of emotions, who's kind of like looking at like a child who's crying. It's like, why are you crying? Stop crying. You're like essentially like your emotions are not important. So instead of a child feeling warmth and being able to come to that parent and for help, essentially, instead of turning to other people, they turn to themselves. So
Self-soothing almost?
So yeah, so they feel safest with themselves. When they experience friction, when they experience any just unsettledness or whatever, instead of leaning into an issue, they're leaning out and running, and I need to be by myself. I need to be safe because I'm safest by myself. So they detach, they disassociate. So with an anxious person, though, it kind of can come from a parent, from my understanding, is like who is they're super present, then they're not. They're there super present, then they're not. They're there and then they're not. Inconsistencies. So, and that can kind of come from a place of feeling like, okay, so now me as like, you have that, and then as a child, it's like, I need to work for love. I need to prove myself. I need to, like, in another, I guess, symptom of it too is clinginess as well. So feeling like you need to, like, you're so attached to this person. So it's an interesting thing because what it is for anxious and avoidance is what avoidance are getting from anxious is something that they didn't receive from their parents. And for honestly, just thinking now, for what an anxious is getting from an avoidant is, it's just that it's a familiarity of the nervous system in the sense of having to work.
I was gonna say that inconsistent high and low. So it's like, oh,
That becomes
I just gotta work.
That becomes ingrained in our nervous system. So like we have to retrain our nervous system on what like healthy love is and all those things. So anyways, she was avoidant, I was anxious. Did not work. And I guess you guys, just to reiterate, is like, yeah, I lost sight of my purpose. I wasn't as hungry. I was shrinking. So if you catch yourself, and if you're listening to this and you're in a relationship and you find yourself in that, you have probably got to go.
Gotta go.
You got to go.
I am happily single, so I just get in fights with myself. And
Yes,
it's all in the same box. It's
Dude,
great.
you should definitely do
Stay single forever. I plan on.
No, don't do that. I don't think.
What are you going to finish that with? You should definitely.
I think
stay
you should.
single.
No, I think you should definitely look into anxious and avoidance because
I know.
it helps you navigate relationships completely, even friendships.
Oh,
Completely during
I
friendships.
don't have any friends.
Yeah, right.
I know. I am pretty
That's
right about
bull
this.
crap.
It is.
But yeah, that was a very pivotal day for me. Learned a lot about myself, that I don't love myself, that I lost sight of myself, that I lost sight of my purpose, that there is wounding in my heart from when I was young, from whatever, and I had to go after healing in those areas. And I found myself putting my worth in this girl in particular, which is never healthy. So, and when that was completely ripped away from me, it felt like I was I was just on like a detox, and it ripped me up. And I can confidently say, after that experience, after a month of just like grieving, remember when you asked me, it's like, what's your word for the month?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the word was?
Not off the top of my head.
It was breakthrough.
Breakthrough.
It's because I was going through all that. And I didn't have to unpack it at the time, but it was breakthrough because I was realizing, like, man, like, I'm on the verge of breaking through this, like, that relational turmoil, financial, whatever it is, relational, identity, all these things. Like, my word for this year is breakthrough. I've never had a word
The
for it.
whole year is going to be breakthrough?
It's breakthrough.
Because I'm saying
I'm breaking
like last year
No,
when we talked.
it's breakthrough.
Let's go.
I don't care if it was December or November, it's still breakthrough.
But there's no rule that you
There
can
is no
have-
rule.
Yeah, you can have multiple words in the month.
Well, it's breakthrough, I guess, authenticity and breakthrough, but it's primarily
Which
breakthrough.
one is it? He said two words there.
Well, listen,
So I have one.
I wrote
It's
down
two
breakthrough, but then I was thinking about, though, it's like, no, there's actually breakthrough in authenticity, breakthrough in relationships, breakthrough in finances, breakthrough in intellect, breakthrough in language. Like, it's just breakthrough. I'm breaking through barriers.
So what's your plan to break through?
What is my plan to break through? That's a very loaded question.
Well, loaded. Loaded has a negative connotation to it.
Maybe not loaded is the right word. I think open-ended.
It is.
What
Here's
is,
to hear your answer.
what is my plan to break through? It simply comes down to day to day. It's day to day, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you my 90 days or my 180 days or my 365-day plan, because all that, you can throw that out the window if your day isn't optimized.
Yes.
So, on my day, I'm taking care of my mind, taking care of my spirit, taking care of my body, taking care of my work, and taking care of my passions.
I dig that.
I'm taking care of those and trying to limit distractions, and I'm sustaining a vision on what I see what my life can be, and I'm filtering my decisions based off of that. So
Get rid of the noise.
yeah, cancel out the noise. So that's my plan for breakthrough, is focusing on those things, focusing on the day to day. I get to choose if I wake up early tomorrow morning or not.
Yeah, you do.
And it's like, but I know that the Daniel that I'm chasing does.
Yes.
And
The Daniel that you want to become.
he does. So it's like, I'm faced with that decision every single day. Every single time I look at my phone, or I eat like crap, or if I miss a workout, it's like, I'm choosing a less optimized Daniel.
Yes.
So, and I don't want to be less optimized.
You want to have a breakthrough this year.
I do. And you guys, and I don't know, maybe someone is like, dude, this guy, I don't know, just because I think it could be easy for someone to be like, oh, that sounds miserable. Like, no, it's not. It's freedom.
Why do you care about that?
I don't.
You can't control that.
No, I can't.
You know what you can control?
What?
Daniel.
It's
Weird. Not me, because I'm also Daniel. He's also Daniel. I mean, you can control yourself. Now, you
Yes.
can't control me. I don't know. You might be able to. Brainwave activities and stuff. Like, control. Is that the force? Is that what it is?
It could be.
I feel compelled to do the bike brain reading. Are you ready for it? All right. So, as you know, I do the bike brain thing. So your 9/21/2025 date happened on a Sunday. I didn't have that date. So we're going with 9/20/2025.
Okay.
So what I'll have you do is I'll have you just kind of read this to yourself as I explain what bike brains are for anyone that's not heard of them before. Is that all right with you?
That's okay.
All right. And then after that, I'm going to do my best to read this without breaking or pausing or messing up. So here we go.
Okay. You want to read it to myself?
Yeah, just read it to yourself. Yeah, are you about I feel like you're about to read it out loud.
You want me to read it out loud?
No, I got to explain what bite brains are.
I could read it.
No, I mean, you can read it. Just read it to yourself, all right?
right.
I swear if I hear you mumbling right now.
Okay.
Full spiel. So bite brains are a tool that I help use process the world around me. Generally, I try to do them 6 days a week, taking Sunday as a rest day. They are broken down into 3 major categories. That's mind, body, and spirit. Mind is about having different mental rooms in your life, be it the study room, the meditation room. We all have different mental rooms where we allocate energy toward. The only how you can progress in those rooms is by intentionally entering them and continuing to grow and develop. The next is body.
Body is about taking a 360 holistic approach to your body. It's more than just about calories in through your nutrition or calories out through your workout. It's also about the environment that you put yourself in. Be it your friends, your family, your social network, they all have a marked impact on your body, including anxiety and stress levels. And the last is spirit. And spirit's about diving in and then reaching out. Diving in to your own code of conduct. Figuring out how you want to operate in the world, the philosophies you live by, the rules that you live by, and reaching out to other people, understanding that you can't do this thing called life alone. And then there's a special category known as all as one. And the all as one is about taking each of those three components, becoming a balanced state, and walking in that balanced state throughout the world. So Daniel, did you have a chance to read that?
I did.
Nice. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read it for everyone and then we'll talk about it.
Read it.
I'm going to let you go first and hear your thoughts on it first.
Wait.
Number two.
Can you read it first?
Yeah, I was going to read it.
Okay, cool.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, read it.
You're so funny. So this one is 9/20/2025, and this is an all-as-one entry. And the title of it is Rare Candy. And this is it. The game of Pokemon features a trainer who, with the aim of becoming the greatest there ever was, runs around various landscapes to capture and befriend pocket monsters, better known as Pokemon, to fight other increasingly challenging trainers. The stronger the trainer's knowledge, the more efficient the Pokemon. And the stronger the Pokemon, the stronger the trainer becomes. The game also features an item that, when given to your desired pocket monster, instantly increases their level. The higher the Pokemon's level, the stronger it gets, learning new abilities, which, as one can guess, the stronger the Pokemon's trainer becomes. When it comes to all as one, the protege effect tool, when harnessed, is one of the rare tools in the world that the more you work to improve the tool, the more you are helping people through teaching them. Similar to Pokemon, if you take time to develop the rare tool to give, the stronger those you teach will become. And in turn, the stronger you will become. So, Daniel, have you heard of the protege tool before, the protege effect?
No, I have not.
All right, so I wrote this down because I don't want to mess it up. So the protege effect happened back in maybe the mid 1990s, maybe 1980.
Okay.
And it was a French teacher trying to teach Russian to his students, or vice versa. Let me just look it up before I mess it up too much and get canceled for this. I promise, write it down.
You're chilling, brother.
All right, there it is. Back in the 1980s, it was a French teacher, Jean-Paul Martin. He had an idea of while he was teaching in Germany, and that idea was lernen durch lernen, which means learn by teaching. And so he had his students teach each other the other language. And they realized for me to be an efficient teacher, I have to learn the language. And if I'm learning a language, the best way to grasp my knowledge of the language is by teaching it. Because in theory, we all have these ideas oh, I know this subject. I can kind of figure it out. But the best way to actually demonstrate that is by actually teaching it to someone.
Yeah.
And so I had the opportunity to meet with my friends once a quarter. We do a quarter retreat. And we do goal planning for the quarter before and to recap the quarter before and then plan the next one. And I realized we all have taught each other about goal planning. And so my most recent was the whole SMART thing. So George Duran's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And it's as I'm teaching myself that tool more, I'm teaching others. And as I'm teaching them, I'm learning from how they're taking it and implementing it.
Yeah.
So I like the protege effect because it's a rare tool that the more you use it, the more you're helping other people. And the more you help other people, the more they can help you back.
Yeah.
Similar to you, I know you do the content creation and it's you have these ideas and everything. And I love it. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
And it's the more you teach me about what you're doing, the more you're learning about it yourself.
Yes.
And ideally, one day I'll get on your level and just be able to do the same thing. But it just kind of helps have that protege tool. And one of the cool things I respect about you, and you've mentioned it plenty of times so far, is the mentorship. It's the mentors are doing the same thing for you. It's we have something to learn. Oh, we got something to teach you. You got something to learn. And so they're teaching you, and at the same time, they're learning how to do it better themselves. And I think it's fascinating. So what are your thoughts on the protege tool?
Man, so as far as becoming a teacher to actually learn.
Yeah. And it's okay to not think anything of it.
I really don't have too many thoughts on it.
And no worries.
I really don't. I think it's I understand it. It's if you can't necessarily teach it or speak on it, do you actually understand it? So I understand it. It's not necessarily something that I would say that moves me, but I can see the power in it.
Yeah.
I can see the power in it, but it's not something that's like, I'm like, oh yeah, like protege tool, like I'm wanting to run after that or use that.
Yeah, I understand.
So to
It's
speak.
garbage and you hate it. Thank you very much.
That's not what I'm saying. I just,
That's okay. My ego can handle that. There's always a first on the podcast, and this is one of those first. No, but I agree. I get you. It's like sometimes like it just doesn't click.
it's just, yeah, I mean,
It was just garbage. You hated it the whole time.
no. I like that protege tool. I actually like, are we talking about the Pokemon? Are we talking about the bike brain thing?
Yeah.
I like what was said before that, for sure.
Oh, like the rare candy thing?
No, I liked when it was talking about how, can you read those first two sentences again?
Yeah.
Read those first 2 or 3 sentences.
So, yeah. The game of Pokemon features a trainer who, with the aim of becoming the greatest there ever was, runs around various landscapes to capture and befriend Pocket monsters, better known as Pokemon, to fight other increasingly challenging trainers. The stronger the trainer's knowledge, the more efficient the Pokemon, and the stronger the Pokemon, the stronger their trainer.
Yeah, all right, pause there. Yeah.
I'm paused.
Yeah, pause.
Put this down.
No,
Pause
it's
again.
you have to befriend these pocket monsters. I mean, we briefly DM'd about this because you sent it to me before, but I think there's something powerful, like when it's, so this trainer, he has to befriend pocket monsters to level up so that he can take on bigger tasks, take on greater opponents, and then level up even more. So it's like what I said to you is, the way I look at a pocket monster, I look at difficult situations. And the reason why I resented with or resonated with your with that post, because it was 9/20/2025, it wasn't 9/21/2025, but the reason why I resonated with that one is because the way I look at pocket monster, I think of like a monster, and I think of something as a difficult situation. So you look at these, you experience this difficult situation, you feel this difficult situation, you live out it, and you can't just move on from it. Because if you move on from it just without even internalizing it, processing it, you're going to have severe wounding in your heart and in your soul. It's going to haunt you. And we can get into this a little bit, but most people are reliving time over and over and over and over again. They're reliving trauma over and over again. They're actually, like, when you are able to break through that, you escape time. And we can talk about escaping time in a little bit.
All right.
I've been geeking about this whole idea. But anyways, back to this. Is you need to be able to befriend the difficult situation, that trauma, be able to literally cuddle up next to it and just be able to like look at it and just be, and essentially say, thank you, like, thank you for what you taught me. Thank you for what this tough situation brought me through. Because, when I look at that breakup, like, I had to, if I were to just like brush it off or whatever and just not process it, internalize it, I would not be the man who I am, like sitting right here. Like, I would have all this internal wounding. I actually want to be able to talk about it because I haven't dealt with it. But because I befriended it and I got intimate with it and the reality of it, now I can look at that and be like, oh yeah, that sucked. But man, I'm so grateful for it.
You have to be grateful for it.
Yeah.
Kind of like going what you talked about, like the Pocket Monster. I'm not sure if you ever watched. So Pocket Monsters, like that's just Pokemon. Like Pokemon, like the back in the day, like the little yellow lightning thing. That just means Pocket Monster. But you think about like back in the day, during a cartoon show, he had a very difficult Pokemon. And there was the one that's on there, like the little fire lizard, Charmander, became Charizard the dragon.
Yeah.
Charizard was an asshole.
Yeah.
Complete asshole. But it's like through their lessons, they taught each other. They're like, okay, we have to work through this because we need each other.
Yeah.
And we have to figure this out. If they never figured it out, they both would have been stuck. And so I think your analysis is spot on. Although you hate the back half of the bike brand and the protege tool.
Yeah.
That's what you.
I wasn't a fan of it.
I can.
I was a fan. It's okay though.
Oh, it's in the back, a knife.
Well, it might resonate with me in like later.
In life, because we're so young.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But just right. Sorry, I forgot you're an old head.
I am.
I'm playing.
I mean, you have more hair than me too. I was gonna say, even when you're short hair, you have more hair than me.
I got my haircut today.
Yeah, me too. You'll see me bragging about it. No, but it's true. Like you have to process what's going on. If you don't, you'll be stuck.
Yes.
So Daniel, I appreciate you kind of taking time to do that. But now I have a task for you, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So you heard about the breakup, not the breakup, the breakdown of the whole mind, body, spirit thing.
Yes.
I have a question cards here. All right. I'm going to pick one and you're going to pick one from a certain category.
Bring it, brother.
So you can pick mind, body, or spirit. And you're going to ask me whatever question you want based on these as far as categories. So that's body, spirit, and mind.
I want spirit.
All right. And I get to pick one from you. I'm going to dive into your mind.
Please do.
All right. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right. What you got?
Integrity. What do you do when nobody benefits you for doing the right thing?
What do I do?
What do you do when nobody benefits you for doing the right thing?
Like, so I don't get like any acknowledgement or reward?
Nope, nothing.
Like a specific thing I do, or how do I react to it?
How do you react to it?
I try to let it go. Most because like you hold the door open for someone and they don't say thank you. It's like, you ever have the urge to like kind of shut it on them?
Yeah.
I have that urge. Or like you let someone in on traffic, or even like worse, it's gonna make me sound terrible, like at the gym, like you help people with weights and they don't like say thank you or something.
Yeah.
Like I process and I'm like, I'm not doing it for their reaction. I'm doing it for my action. Big stoic guy here. I can't control their actions at all.
Yeah.
I can't control their reactions. So I can't put too much energy into it.
Yeah.
And so be it like picking up trash like outside, or like helping people with their weights, or like letting people in on traffic, like if it doesn't benefit me, I try not to hold it against them. I try not to be snarky or let it impact my future actions for someone else.
Yeah.
Like if I offload away for someone and they don't say thank you, that means I'm not going to do it for the next person. Like, because those two different people. So I try to cut the energy off by not thinking about it too much. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's, you're about also a thought that I have too is getting to a place where I'm actually not doing any of this, like, for your validation. It's more for, like, when you do something for someone, it's like, I kind of like going into it, it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to receive any sort of external satisfaction, but I'm going to receive all the internal satisfaction.
Yes.
It's that, yeah.
Dude, I dig that. That's a good question. You ready for your question?
I'm ready.
Mind. This is fascinating for you. Overthinking tax. Where does your mind charge you the biggest fee each week?
Overthinking texts?
Tax. T-A-X.
Oh, okay. Then what's the question?
Where does your mind charge you the biggest fee each week?
If I'm doing enough.
What does that mean?
Yeah, if I'm doing enough. Which is a more carnal thought. It's not a spirit-led thought for sure. But yeah, if I'm working hard enough, if I'm being as diligent as I can be with my time, if I'm, putting as many reps in as I can be. So I think that's kind of what like haunts me at times, which I'm trying to be a lot better about, because that really just comes down to faith for real. Because it's just like, I'm starting to get to a place where it's just like, honestly, like everything that I've accomplished, it isn't because it's like, it's God. For real. And, it's Him depositing those ideas into me. It's Him depositing those skills into me. It's Him depositing that faith into me. So it's like, what do I have to figure out? So yeah, that's like a bit of a struggle.
I dig that too. I think a lot of times people will get so caught up in the things that they should be doing or have to do rather than just doing it. So I like that you just kind of take the stance of like, let me just step back. I'm not doing this for any type of like physical thing. It's about a spiritual journey. And so in that sense, like no matter what you do, so long as you're taking the steps forward, kind of like that Kaizen approach to things, you're making good progress going forward. So I appreciate you give yourself grace there.
Thank you, bro. I'll try to receive that.
You need to download it. Don't receive it.
I need to download it.
Download it. That's
it actually, shoot, man. I might have to pull up this scripture.
Which one?
It's Exodus 31.
All right. What does it say?
It talks about, this is my bust open a conversation of something else. Because I'm even trying to wrestle with this right now.
What you got?
I had a mentor who was putting me onto this. He says, now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, see, I have called my name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God and wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, and in all kinds of craftsmanship, to create artistic designs for work in gold and silver and in bronze, and in the cutting of stones for settings, and in the carving of wood, so that he may work in all kinds of craftsmanship. It says, I filled him with the Spirit of God and wisdom. I gave him the understanding. I gave him the knowledge, and I gave him the skills for all kinds of craftsmanship. So it's like, is it really any of us? I'm starting to come to the place where it's like, God has gifted you with a certain set of capabilities, a certain set of wisdom, a certain set of reason, of craftsmanship, or whatever it is. And it's like, but can you get to the place where you can sit there still enough to be able to receive that download
Without getting distracted.
Yes. So it's like, and I read that, and I'm like, dang, man, like I'm out here striving instead of receiving. Like I need to be in a posture of receiving. Because like I know that the places like, would it be more beneficial to read that book or to maybe sit and meditate more? I'm starting to like kind of, it's something I'm working through right now.
I think a lot of people have the goal in the new year to read more and more and more.
Oh, sit more.
I know what I'm saying. People have the goal of like reading more.
Yeah, no, I get you. That's what
It's like, let's just absorb what we are currently doing.
Yeah.
And just sit with it for a second. Let's soak with some music. Let's trigger those gamma waves.
Theta
waves. Let's trigger those theta
Gamma
waves.
would be sick.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to, like, I don't know if I've ever tapped into gamma. Maybe
Like,
I
let's
have.
trigger those waves, you know? Like, let's
Yes.
figure it out. So I like the idea that you
Reprogram
wanna
the
do it.
subconscious mind.
Reprogram it, sit with it. I
Yes.
think you have a good idea going forward.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
He says thank you. So, Mr. Daniel, I appreciate you just dunking on the bike brain completely, hating it that much. I'm going to make you a protege tool. You're going to love it the next time you come on here because you know
Okay.
you're coming back. I already know you're coming back.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
of course.
So you also had a second piece of homework, and that is to answer this question. So, Daniel, what personal development tool do you use to help you find your own best path forward?
Well, if I were to put a name to it, so I'm going to break down what it is. So,
Hang on, let me get my notebook ready. You know me and my notebooks.
dang, okay, all right. So, there's 3 eyes. I guess you could call it the three eye framework.
You're starting with the name? Let's go.
The 3
Let's
eye
win.
Called the third eye framework. But I know for my people who are out there who are super religious, they're probably like, third eye? What the heck is that? Okay, then whatever. That's another thing. Whatever.
Isn't that like a Buddha? Oh, what is it?
We don't even need to get into it. It's okay.
You about to get canceled.
I know, I probably will. It's okay. Cancel me. I don't care.
Don't yell at them. They didn't do it. Oh, I guess someone would have done it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Third eye framework.
No, well, let's just call it the 3 eye framework.
The 3-eye framework.
Let's call it that so we can avoid the 3 eye. Yeah, 3 eye framework, because that's what it is. It's not. I don't really know too much about the third eye. Whatever. So what it is it's identity, then it's intimacy, and then it's inputs. Wow, I love that you're taking notes. That's sick.
I love that I have 3 eyes, and that you're doing identity. Those are 3 eyes. So not like eyesight, but like I as in me. So identity, intimacy, and inputs.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What's that sound like? What does that mean?
What's that mean?
What does it like?
All right. So I think everything starts with everything. Actually, it's not. I think it's at the place where I'm like, right. I'm really confident in this, that everything starts with identity. And what I mean by that is essentially is like, who are you? Who are you called to be? And what are you called to do? So it's like, I think about, I'm going to try and put this into my own words because it might help, is I'm going to put on the identity that I'm a son because that's who God says I am. That I'm fully loved no matter what I do. I'm fully loved. I'm a son. I'm fully loved. I'm righteous. I'm clothed in righteousness. I'm a peacemaker. I'm kind. I'm wise, whatever it is. So I'm putting on that identity. And then also too is like, I'm putting on the identity of abundance. That I am abundant. in my health, in my relationships, in my wealth, and in my time. So I'm wearing all of that. I'm putting that on. So it all begins with identity, because it's like, if I identify with lack, what am I going to get?
Lack.
If I identify with abundance, what am I going to get?
Opposite of lack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to see your brain process there. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. But exactly. So it's like, but also too is like, another side of that too is like, if I say I'm a multimillionaire, like I'm gonna have to put on the identity of a multimillionaire, like, and what that person looks like, and how that person operates. And like, I used to be afraid to say like, oh, like one day, like I want to be like, no, yeah, one day I'm gonna be a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
And like if someone has a problem as a listener with that or whatever, they think that's cocky, they think that's ego or whatever it is, it's just like, that's okay.
Yeah. You remember what I told you? You can't control that.
Can't control that.
Let it go.
So it's just like, I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put on what that means. I'm going to put on the identity of Jesus, because I feel like he's the epitome of optimization. That's just how I believe. Like he was God in flesh. So it's just like, he understood what abundance was. He understood what gratitude was. He understood what love was, kindness, joy, peace, abundance. He didn't understand what lack was. He took 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish and fed 5,000 people with that. And that's a whole thing that we can really dive in on. But it's just like, he was a man of multiplication. I want to be a man of multiplication, not subtraction, not division.
Yes.
I want to everything I touch, I want to multiply.
Yes.
So it starts with identity, understanding who you are and what you're called to do, and just how God sees you. Like, I'm fully loved. You're fully loved. So it begins with identity. And then next step is intimacy. Is like I was saying about those divine downloads. Most people, they might get a dream or a vision and they instantly want to go act on that, but they don't necessarily have the energy to sustain that just yet, or the feelings to sustain that. So I want to become so intimate with an idea. So I just want to, like, the word just cozy with it. Like, I just want to cuddle up next to that idea.
Okay.
And I want to put it on. I want to get intimate with it. I don't even want to say those words, but like, I want to just become one with the idea.
Oh.
I want to become, no, that's it. I want to become one with the idea.
Oh boy.
Because what happens when you become one with the idea is you start to feel what it feels like for that idea to come to life. So it's like, if I say that, and I'm just going to like, because it's just like easier to just like relate. It's like, okay, you're a multimillionaire or whatever it is, or you're or a husband. We could put that, or a father, whatever. It's just like, I need to feel what that feels like before it comes to life. So I need to become intimate with that idea.
So how do you go about doing that?
Visualization, which maybe we could have put that in there too.
It doesn't start with an I.
I know it doesn't. So for visualization, so it's like, there was a particular time actually when I was walking through this breakup where, I was visualizing myself after I got out of this, like the funk. And I was visualizing what this next year was going to look like. And I was visualizing how my heart was going to feel and how my bank account was going to look and all that stuff. And it was such a cool moment because it was in the morning. I was literally just like laying on the couch and I was just like thinking about this. I was thinking about myself in a just different environment. I could actually something just like came over me and I could just like feel like I felt so different, and it was just felt full of joy and just gratitude and just love.
Because you saw it.
Because I saw it, but I felt it.
Yes.
I could put myself in that position through visualization, that I felt it. So it's like, I need to do everything I can to be able to just like feel that whenever I can. So then my time catches up with that and it becomes my reality. So there's that. So the identity, what was my next I?
Intimacy,
you got your visualization piece, but then your inputs, because it's just, the thing is okay, you've put on that identity of that person, you become intimate with that idea. Well, now you got to put the actions in place to actually make that ideal become real. So it's just like, but also though too, is if you put on that identity, you're already going to be operating like that person. So you are going to put in those inputs. So it really does come back to identity. It all comes back to identity, and then intimacy with that idea. And then putting in those intimates, it's not actually going to feel like you're striving. It's actually going to feel like you're in total alignment.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I dig it. I was the intimacy part threw me. I was like, where are we going with this? But now I get it.
Yeah.
So the first step you do is put on the identity.
Yes.
So whatever you're wanting to be, like
Yes.
put it on.
An actor. A doctor.
A doctor.
Yeah.
A doctor, that's an actor.
Yeah.
Or
Whatever
an
it
actor
is.
that's a doctor. Whatever it is, put on the identity.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is intimacy. Intimacy is in like you start feeling it at a deep level.
Yes.
Start feeling it in a deep level as if you're getting intimate with this new idea, a new identity of
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
But you can't just stay there being intimate with it because you have to have input.
Yes.
So it's like you can have these dreams, but dreams without action remains a dream.
Exactly.
So it's like you have to actually do it. And that's where the inputs come into place. I think those are fantastic 3 eyes.
Thank you.
The 3 eye framework.
Well, and it's like not even like, because the thing is, after you put on the identity and you become intimate with the idea, you're going to be putting in the inputs without even realizing it. So it's not even like, oh, like I'm actively doing it. It's just like, no, it's a part of who I am.
It's aligned.
It's who I am.
Yes.
This is what I do. So, yeah.
I'm not sure if you heard the monologue that I gave earlier about the whole mind, body, spirit, but I liken this to like rewriting your own code. And so it's like diving in and figure out your code of conduct. There are going to be things about you that you don't like. There are going to be things about you that you do like.
Yeah.
Unless you take time to dive in, you're not going to figure it out. And so this is how you rewrite your code.
Yeah.
You put on that identity.
Yeah.
You get into with the identity. It's like, all right, this is what it feels like. This is why I want to have it. You start with the why. Why do I want to feel this way? This is why it's making me feel good to think this way. And the last thing is the inputs. Like, part of the whole code thing is like acting like someone that's in that code. If I want to be a runner, I have to act like runners act. I have to do things a certain way. You know, it's like you're rewiring your code. And so I did the 3 eye framework.
Dude, let's freaking
That's
go.
good stuff, man. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Well, I got a question to ask you first. We'll cheers first, probably. So if someone's looking to incorporate the 3 eye framework, what would be your recommendations or suggestions?
What would be my suggestions?
Yeah.
First thing that comes to mind is just go be still. Go quiet yourself. Go get in a dark room. Go wake up early. Go close your eyes and think about that person that you want to become. Walk around in that identity a little bit. Feel it out. But try it on. Try it on for size.
Try it on like a suit.
Yeah, try it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just try it on. You know, feel it out. Look in the mirror.
What if they're struggling to find what the right inputs are? Because that's what I think will be the hard part. It's like, I love this idea of doing this, but I just don't know where to start.
As far as the inputs, I don't think you even have to necessarily, I don't think you should think too much about the inputs. Because if you're putting on the identity and you're becoming intimate with the idea, I fully believe that, like, this is just me as a person who, like, I fully believe that God is going to direct you in that step.
You know what's fascinating?
What?
That card I picked out, do you remember what the card was? The overthinking tax? You're like, thinking if you're not doing it enough, and you said, I just let it go and trust what I'm doing is right. That's exactly what you're saying now. That's wild that coincidence happened.
Dude, it could be breakthrough.
It's almost like I could see the future or something. I can't. But if I could, that'd be wild.
That would be wild.
Very interesting use of using the future ability, but here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Daniel, this is fantastic.
Well, I'm happy you like it.
I do like it. It's going to help me out a lot too, because I think this is like visualization on steroids.
Yeah.
And it's like, the more you see it, the more you'll start acting in line with it.
Yes.
And it's easy to do things like working out. It's like, put the shoes by the door. You see the shoes there. It's a trigger tool. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But like an actual like purpose rewrite and who you want to be identity wise.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be good for me. I appreciate that.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah, man. It's, this is like newer stuff that I'm walking into, just things that like I've learned from my mentors who have, you know, imparted like this knowledge and wisdom into me. And like a lot of this stuff that I'm saying is a lot of things that like I've just learned and that I'm living out. So like I'm by no means like an originator of, I mean, most ideas, whatever, but it's just things that like I'm actively walking out. So,
But the more you can teach people, the more you learn from it.
yeah.
It's like someone taught
All right, fine.
You saw what I did there.
I saw what you said. All right, that's crazy.
That's a win.
Okay, so maybe
Whoa, whoa. Man, see, this is how I know sometimes I'm a lawyer. You fell right into that.
Yeah.
Your brain's like, ah, shit, it's too late.
yeah, you're
I'm stuck.
I didn't see it in action, but now. Yeah.
So, this is kind of a new thing we're doing in this podcast. And so your predecessor didn't have the benefit of getting a question, but you do. So this segment is called From My Path to Yours. And so the guest before had a question to ask you. They didn't know who you were, but they had a question they wanted to ask the next guest.
Oh, this is prophetic.
So your obligation is to answer their question and then leave a question for the next guest.
Okay.
Is that all right with you? So here's here's a question for you. What is the definition of greatness?
What is the definition?
What is your definition
Your definition
of greatness?
being fully authentic.
That's a big word for you.
I love it.
So, so how does that mean greatness to you?
I think greatness. If you tie in greatness to an outcome, you're fighting an uphill battle. Like I'm not trying to tie. Like that's why I'm not a goals guy. I'm more of a processes guy. I don't like deriving worth and outcomes. Like I'm way more process driven. So, because the thing is, if I were to say greatness is me achieving this, it's never going to be enough.
You have to be authentic to yourself.
That is what greatness is me being fully Daniel Kelley and knowing that and operating in that.
It took me a long time to figure that out for myself, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you. I feel like a lot of times I was doing things for other people, not necessarily for myself.
Yes.
But once you start having that switch, it's hard to go back.
Dude.
My big word of the month this month is shed. So it's like shedding out all the things that aren't serving me.
Yes.
And that's part of it. Like save the day is awesome, but make sure to save the day for yourself. And it's been a lifelong lesson. I hope you hold me accountable going forward.
I got you, brother.
I appreciate it.
Dude, yeah, that's beautiful.
I appreciate you. So what's the question you have for the next guest?
Who are you? Not what you do. It's an identity question. Because I want them to clothe themselves in. My intent with that question is, I'll tell you, like, because when most people is like, oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a actress, I'm a doctor. It's like, no, that's what you do. But who are you? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I dig that. You already know I dig that.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, but who are you? Like, because I can say like, I know, like I'm a son, I'm loved, I'm beloved, I'm God's beloved. It's like I'm righteous, I'm holy, I'm like it's all those things. It's like, and then you put on the other thing. It's like I'm abundant, I'm like all that stuff. Like that's who I am.
Yeah,
Not derived to a certain outcome. It's just who I am. It's what I walk around in. It's my identity.
I dig that.
I want to know what that person, who's next.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not telling you.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But
Just in case they cancel.
But I'm glad you have. But I want you to have that context because I want to know who they are, not what they do.
I have it down here. Identity-based question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I told you like one of the least favorite things I like telling people is that I'm a lawyer because it's like, oh, that's what you are. I'm like, no, I'm so much more than that.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, who you are? No, I'm a son.
Yeah,
I'm love.
like I'm a psychopath.
Kind of crazy.
stuff.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah,
Why
fun
not?
stuff.
Say that. Why not?
I did a couple times. I got in
Good.
trouble at work. Who would have thought? So, Daniel, I appreciate you being here. Do you have any closing thoughts you want to say to the people listening?
Closing thoughts, guys. We had such a good time. If you made it this far, man, you guys are troopers. It's amazing. Be fully you. Be fully authentic. Understand who you are in God's eyes. That you are fully loved. Be fully you. And become intimate with that dream version of who you feel called to be. And yeah, just wish I had a little bit something more motivational or whatever, inspirational, but just be you. The world needs, that's the thing, is actually the world needs you. It doesn't need another Daniel Kelley. It doesn't need another Daniel, what's your last name again?
Oh, that's awkward. Oh,
But no, it's not.
best.
Best. Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Oh,
It
that
hurts.
hurts.
Guys, see, this is our third time meeting.
It's on my hat and everything. The whole name of the podcast.
I'm sorry.
It's so uncomfortable.
Stop that.
I love it.
This is real. This is raw. This is raw. Be you. Be real. Don't be Daniel Best. Don't be Daniel Kelley.
No, don't be me at all.
Be the listener you are. And yeah, so hope you guys can gain some thoughts from this. Yeah, that's all I got.
No, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you for being here, Daniel. What was it?
Kelley.
Oh yeah, Daniel Kelley. No, but seriously, brother, I appreciate you being here. You're never coming back, right?
I would love to.
Heck yeah, man.
Dude, thank you.
Thank you,
for
thank
having
you.
me.
I would say
Thank you
let's
for-
cheers out. I got a little bit left in here. Let's
I
cheers
got a
out.
little bit. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you
Cheers.
for having me.
Until next time, everyone, have a good one.
See you guys.
Thank you for watching today's episode. If you like Daniel's story, make sure to check out Jason's episode, where he talks about his own journey with faith. I'll see you there.